I was gonna say, I think it's our responsibility as content creators not to waste people's time, but like, I don't speak for all content creators. I don't want a reputation for posting crap. Hi, I'm Jen, and I'm in the business of stealing your attention. I have a main YouTube channel called Dream Prog, and in the past 3.5 years, I've stolen the attention of over 13 million people. But I have an insatiable desire for attention, and I want more of it. I'm mostly joking, but if you're a content creator, if you're sitting down, taking time, taking photography, taking videos, and putting them on the internet, your goal is to catch people's attention. That's what this whole game is about. Now, the reason I started off making YouTube videos as opposed to other content is that I like to sit down, have a nice 10 to 15 minute chat, introduce my topic, go through the points, state my case, and then close it with a nice see you next week. That is great for viewers like you. But there are a lot of people out there who don't have the patience or the time or the attention span for a 10 to 15 minute video. And that's the reason that I've decided that it's important to do more short form content. So in this video, I'm gonna talk about first, my challenge of turning my YouTube channel into more short form content. And two, I'm gonna tell you the #1 tip I have for anyone trying to create a lot of content in a short amount of time. So if you're familiar with my channel, Dream Prog, it's a lot of talking head videos, a lot of me stating a topic, talking through it, asking for your opinions in the comments. But it's a conversation. And when you're scrolling through short form content, be it YouTube Shorts or Instagram Reels, I can't even think about TikTok, there's not a lot of time for ideas. And so the challenge for me and my team was we had to figure out something that made sense for us. I don't want to dance on camera just to get your attention. If I start getting a reputation for posting crap, then you're gonna pretty soon stop paying attention. So at the beginning of this year, I brought someone new onto my team. Her name is Radka, and she's a good friend of mine. She's also a local Czech, and we've been working together in all sorts of capacities. And a lot of times when we get together, we have these conversations like, why do Czechs do this? And like, why are Americans doing this? And every time we have one of these conversations, we're like, this should be a podcast. Now, a podcast is a whole other technological lift for me. I've got video down. I know the platforms, I know how to record, I know how to do everything for video. And to start a whole other type of content is just, it's like, it takes too much work. But since we were already trying to figure out what to do for Instagram, how to bring our content to Instagram, I had an idea. I thought, what if we could break down our conversations into little digestible minute chunks? And those could be like a weekly feature on Instagram, almost like a mini serial, a mini TV show that we could put out every week. Now, one thing that I've discovered in any work I've ever done, but particularly since I've been on YouTube, is that in order to start a new thing, you need a system in place. You really can't just say, oh, I think it'd be great to start a podcast. Let's do one and just put it out. You have to have a plan. So for example, when I started Dream Prog, I listed like 50 topics of 50 different videos that I could possibly do. That way I didn't feel like I put out my one idea and then the next week I was like, what am I doing next? So getting a system in place, not only for ideas, but how you're going to produce it. If I wanted to shoot a 1-minute video with Radka about the topic of, let's say, why do Americans wear shoes inside and Czechs don't? Okay, so that's a 1-minute topic. First of all, getting that down to 1 minute is a little tricky, but that's our goal. So let's say we were gonna shoot that on a Monday. So I go and put on my outfit, I set up the lights, the camera, the mic, everything. Radka comes over, we talk about what we're gonna talk about, then we film for a minute, probably film a couple more times just to be sure. and then we fold up all the lights, put it all away, and then I go to my computer and edit it. Experts say that every minute of finished video that you watch on YouTube took a full hour to edit. Not to write, not to rehearse, not to film, but to edit. So if I'm editing a 1-minute YouTube short, let's say that takes me an hour to edit. Then I send it over to Radka, and Radka runs it through our subtitling application. She checks to make sure that everything is correct, and then she uploads it to Metricool, which is our sort of calendaring posting app for various applications. And this friction that I demonstrated in the filming part of creating this short, this applies to all areas of doing the short. It is always less efficient to do one of a thing than it is to do more of the same thing. Anybody who's ever cooked a meal for a family knows this. You would never cook one meal start to finish per person. You cook it all at the same time, and that eliminates a lot of the friction. So I knew that if we did this long process for every single YouTube short, it was gonna quickly die in the vine. There's no way we could keep up that momentum, and nor is it really worth our time for 1 minute of content. So here is what we did instead, and this is my tip for the day. We decided to batch the content. So all batching is taking tasks and doing them all together. So the first thing this does is it shaves a ton of time off the friction in between tasks. So setting up lights, setting up camera, putting on the makeup, getting your co-host over to record with you, that's all full of friction. So if you can eliminate most of that friction by shooting a bunch at once, you've shaved hours off the filming process. The second thing the batching does is it works with your mindset. Sometimes I just want to sit in front of my computer and do kind of like Excel work, like fill in spreadsheets. Sometimes I'm in an editing frame of mind and I can edit just like a ton of video all at once. Radka also, she's got a lot of other things to do in the business. So if I can tell her today is subtitling day, then she can put everything else out of her mind. She's not answering emails and doing all this stuff. She's just focusing on the subtitle task, and that makes it go much quicker. So here's what we did. Radka and I, over the course of last week, we were writing down little tidbit ideas, like what could we ask each other? We were kind of preparing a script, so things about Czech culture, things about American culture. Then she came over on Monday and we sat down for about 3 hours. It took me about 30 minutes to set up the lights and the cameras, and we brought a couple different outfits, and we sat there and we answered each other's questions. So that meant we only had to set up the lights and the camera equipment once. We got a ton of footage, and I was able to edit about 13-minute-long shorts in about 13 hours of work, so over the course of 2 days. And since we decided that 1 per week is a good starting point, we are scheduled for the next 13 weeks on those shorts. I'm pretty proud of how these shorts turned out. I'm really proud of the fact that I was able to take sort of the Dream Prog vibe, the sort of cultural communication vibe, and move it to a short form platform. I hope that the viewers on YouTube Shorts and Instagram Reels will feel the same. I don't know. The first one is gonna post this week, so definitely check them out and let me know what you think. Okay, talk to you next time. Ciao.